found myself sitting on the edge of our bed, just utter tears. And I just was like, how did I let myself get this way? I was never a woman that struggled with her health before, with her weight, I guess I should say, but I also wasn't healthy, invested in the business sign up. So I signed up. And so I would find these common threads of what I related to in their story, but they had been able to earn company incentives going to the Bahamas and paying off their debts and buying their dream homes and retiring from their corporate jobs. And so all of that was motivating to me because we just weren't financially free, and I wanted that.
Welcome to Your Vibrant Life podcast with me, Alison Stockton, the founder of Vibrant Balanced Health, health and wellness expert, and author of best-selling book, The Woman I Am Becoming. Thank you so much for joining on this podcast, where we will be sharing every week top tips, tricks, and inspiration of how you too can live your most vibrant life. Stepping into areas of personal development, self-love, self-appreciation, spirituality, and becoming the best version of yourself and living your most vibrant life. We're going to share with you steps and advice on health, spirituality, self-love, self-care, self-worth, and how to grow into the most incredible woman that you've always desired to be. This is a space for women to learn, to grow, and to live their healthiest, happiest life with women who are here ready to support you. We are so happy to welcome you here. And if you feel so called to, please do leave a comment at the end of the show to let us know that you've enjoyed it. Share it with a friend or two and inspire somebody today to live their best life and to learn to love the life that they live. We are so grateful for you being here, and we wish you the most incredible journey into living your most vibrant life. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining in today's episode. I am literally so excited to have this incredible woman on who I kind of got to know maybe a year, maybe a little bit longer ago. It is Melanie Mitro, and she is one of the top network marketers for Beachbody in the USA. And also she has another company with her business babe called Chic Influencer. That is part of her company, but it's business coaching. So I'm going to hand over to Melanie and say hi.
Well, hello there, everybody. Thank you, Alison, so much for having me on the podcast today. I'm excited.
It's such a pleasure. I just want to know more about you, more about your journey, because I know that the women who are listening and going to be tuning in, if they follow you on Instagram, your Instagram is so inspirational, as is your Facebook. And, everybody can look. And I think social media is such a strong platform now, but it can also be a very diminishing platform for lots of people when they look and think, oh, it's okay for you. You're so lucky. Look at your life, yada, yada, yada. But it wasn't that case for you, right? Not in the very early stages.
No, not at all. My life looked entirely different today. It looks different today than it did 9 years ago.
And so talk us through that journey. What happens? Because you had 2 kids, right? You still have 2 kids, yeah. Aged 10 and 9. And what was it that made you start that business? Literally after you just had your second child?
Yeah. So it's crazy to kind of look back at the journey to where I am today, because I have a degree. My undergraduate degree is in psychology. I have a master's degree in special education, and I worked full time. We have a developmental, we call it early intervention. So this early intervention developmental therapy program, I ran that for the entire county here in Pennsylvania. And so that was my full-time career. And my husband and I, we had always talked about, when we decided to start a family, that I really had a desire to be at home with my boys. I wanted to leave my job. I wanted to raise them as a stay-at-home mom. And we planned for that. That was something that we worked incredibly hard to be able to afford, to have me at home and not working. And so in January of 2011, we had our second little boy, Bryce, and I walked away from that career. So here I was in the midst of being a stay-at-home mom, 2 kids. My body was just going through wild, crazy changes, as we all know, with pregnancy. And I had gained about 70 pounds with the first one. But then I didn't like lose the weight. And then I got pregnant with the second, and then I gained probably another 65 pounds. So, and then I was slowly starting to lose it, but it was about 4 or 5 months postpartum of having Bryce, who is my youngest, that I was in the bedroom. And one of the things that we do that my mom taught me is we rotate our clothing based on the season because our closets are small. And so I was taking the winter clothes and I was moving them aside and getting my spring and summer outfits out. And I was trying on my shorts and my tank tops, and nothing was buttoning. Nothing was fitting. I felt like my shirts had shrunk, and so, and everything was redistributed. But I found myself sitting on the edge of our bed, just utter tears. And I just was like, how did I let myself get this way? I was never a woman that struggled with her health before, with her weight, I guess I should say, but I also wasn't healthy. I had no understanding of proper exercise. I didn't exercise consistently. I didn't eat healthy. But I just didn't need to. So now all of a sudden I had this.
Even through the pregnancies, when you could feel this weight kind of coming on, it was just, what was your mindset at that? I'm pregnant, I can eat whatever I want, or?
Yeah, it was definitely, with the first one, I always said it was a license to eat. I can eat whatever I want. And I did. And then and with the second, I thought, no, I'll try to be a little healthier. But again, I had a bag of almonds because I traveled a lot for my job. I had a bag of almonds in my car. And so I would eat almonds all day long. Even though it was healthy, I was way overdoing it.
You'd eat the whole bag as opposed to like a little handful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So just very skewed perception of reality. And I was walking in the neighborhood with the boys in the stroller. I thought, I'll get the weight off, but no. So that was kind of my breaking point, knowing that I had to do something, but we also were on a really strict budget. So and this was part of the agreement, if I was going to stay home, there was no extra spending. There were no trips, no travel, nothing, bare bones, just what we needed. So maybe once we paid all of the bills at the end of the month, we had $100 left in our account, right? So if somebody got sick or something broke, we were in trouble. So so going to and getting a personal trainer really wasn't an option. Going to take group fitness classes really wasn't an option. So I found myself on Facebook, and I was telling you before we recorded how I was a private person. And so, which is weird for me, but I hopped on Facebook and I made this Facebook post where I said, I'm eating celery, trying to lose weight, and I'm super frustrated. And why I made that post, I have no idea to this day. But I mean, it clearly
that you did, right?
Yeah, I am. And so this woman messaged me on Facebook, and she said, I think I can help you. And I knew her because my husband and her husband went to high school together and they were good friends. And so before I responded, I went over to her Facebook page and I started reading her posts. And she had 2 kids. Her before photo looked like my current body. She looked amazing. And then I was going through, and as I was just reading all of her content, she was helping other people. She looked happy. She was, changing her nutrition. And I immediately, tell me what to do, I'm in. So that was kind of the moment where I was introduced to health and fitness for the very first time.
And how was that with your mindset? Because I mean, like you said, during the pregnancy, it was a license to eat. And, it's really not, because then you struggle afterwards. And it's not just the weight, it's the psychology. And being a certified, graduate with psychology, how was your mindset at that point? Kind of knowing that, is this my body? Where is my brain and my body attached?
Yeah. And my mindset has changed so much from that point to today. So everything was looks. Everything to me was how I felt. My confidence, my whole identity was when I put on clothes, I felt good. And if I wasn't feeling good, that affected my relationship with my kids, my irritability level, my
and with your
confidence.
husband, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
if you don't feel sexy and you don't feel that body confidence, especially when you just had 2 children, your body does change. When people say, I want my body to go back how it was, it kind of can't go back to that, but you want to feel that, that little sexiness that you had before they arrived.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had diastasis rectus, or whatever you call that, so I had a horrible ab separation. I had a hernia, and I was like I have a very short torso. So I was stretched to the max with the boys. They were both big babies. And so now I had this just extra skin and this like bulge in the middle of my abdomen. So I had all of these issues going on top of the weight that I wanted to lose. And so for me, it was very much all about looking better, and very much at the beginning. And so, but it was hard. It was really hard. Every morning or every afternoon, I would go down to the basement, and we had like a little storage room that was tucked behind our garage. And that was the only place in the house that I felt like I could get far enough away from the boys where they couldn't hear me while they were taking a nap. I didn't want to wake them up. And so I'd take the little baby monitor down to the basement, and I would work out. I can just remember laying like as a puddle of sweat on the floor, face down on a carpet square, and thinking, this is so hard. I'm never going to change. And every day I would analyze my body in the mirror and just look for tiny little signs that it was changing. But the first 3 weeks, I didn't change my nutrition. I only exercised.
Okay.
And so I was 3 weeks into, and I'm sure you guys know Sean T. He's huge in the UK, right? Like Insanity. And so that was the program I was doing. So I was cardioing myself to death.
But still eating the same way?
So, yep, I lost 2 pounds in 3 weeks. So, and then I had gone to my mentor and I said, I'm not losing weight. This is not working. And she said, hey, have you heard of clean eating? And so, of course, I hadn't. And so she introduced me to Tosca Reno and the clean eating books, the clean eating lifestyle. And I bought them and I studied them, and I went all in with the nutrition. And that was like a light bulb for me of I can eat volume of food, but it's all about the quality. It's all about the way you pair your foods together to give you sustained energy, water, cutting, like really just diving into the ingredients. And I super passionate about that.
It's so that was simple, isn't it? That's what people misunderstand. They think living a healthy lifestyle is dull, boring, and complicated, and it's so not. No, it's so easy when you know how. Right. That's the thing. When you know how.
Yeah. So I found that I started to overhaul our family, my kids. I started buying us all different food. I started cooking healthier meals, and my husband lost 10 pounds just because I was cooking differently.
Wow. And he wasn't doing the workouts in the basement. He was just eating different.
It took him over a year to start doing the workouts with me. He watched me for a very long time. Yeah, very long time. He was a little resistant to change. But I lost over 30 pounds, and I felt amazing.
And how long did it take you to, because you said you gained like 60, so you lost half of that weight. So how long did it take you?
I would say it took me about 90 days to get 30 pounds off. So I probably lost 30 pounds between that January and May. So I only was like down, I had 30 pounds left to lose. Yeah. So it took me a good 120 days to kind of get to that goal weight of where I wanted to be. And when I was so disciplined at that point, once I got through that first month and realized how important nutrition was, I was on a mission. I was on.
Yes. Once you understood that then shifts your mindset to know I'm enjoying this. This is like such a pleasurable process because my body is changing, my mind is changing, I feel great again.
Yeah. But even within that, I knew that to be true. I knew that I felt better, but it's still hard to fight old habit. So this was the big things for me. When we get together as a family, everything is circled around food and drink. When we go on vacation, we celebrate. And so it became this thing for me at first where I looked at, I was resentful of the change. Why can't I have the glasses of wine? Why can't I eat the birthday cake? Why can't I have the pizza and still get? And so I had to shift the way I went into a party, the way that I went into vacation. I had to look at different ways to celebrate that weren't related to food. And so that was hard because other people judge my decisions too, right?
That is one of the hardest things that I had for me was the judgments, because I couldn't eat gluten and I can't eat dairy. And it's like, well, you're just weird, just eat it anyway. And it's like, but it makes me ill, you know? So it's kind of like, I would just skim it away and not eat it. And it, you know, when you get that judgment from other people, then it's like, oh, should I just eat it anyway and go be ill quietly?
Yeah. Yeah. And it got to a point where I had to say, and I'm a kind of a people pleaser, so it would make me uncomfortable that they would call me out. And so I had to get confident in the fact that, no, I don't want to eat it. It's not that I can't, I choose not to. And it's no offense to you, but this is what makes me feel good. And I have to be okay communicating that to other people.
Yeah. I think that's a real important part of any messaging. And I say that to my clients all the time. Be confident with your choices and your decisions. And you don't have to fit in. You can fit out. It's like just do and what works for your body and your mind so that you feel amazing.
Right. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was 120 days. And you were following a program. Mm-hmm. And then what changed for you to decide that, hang on a minute, I really love this. This is my life. This is what I want to do. I want to help other people.
It was not black and white process. So my mentor approached me. It was probably like 60 days in. I had finished a round of insanity, and she had said, "Hey, you're doing an amazing job, and you are already in our support group on Facebook. You're actually motivating and sharing recipes and inspiring the other women in there. Have you ever thought about making this a business?" And she sent me a video to watch, and I watched it, but I didn't really give it any more thought. And so she kept pursuing me, and probably about 5 or 6 or 7 times she asked me if I wanted to do this. And I kept referring people to her because I was out there telling other people, you need to do this, you need to eat this way. And so it was just, we went to coffee one morning. We went to a Starbucks and we sat down, and she brought a binder and just really walked me through what the potential was and the income, and that I could earn an income from helping other people. And I have that psychology background. I have that, helping mentality. And so my brain started firing with, I could start a blog, and I could teach people how to grocery shop, and I could run these support groups and teach other women with small kids how I'm making it work for our family. And so I went home and said to my husband, Matt, hey, I think I'm going to do this. And his immediate response was, absolutely not. Those network marketing companies are a scam. They're a pyramid. They're a ripoff. They don't ever work. You got to get in first. And he was like, shut the idea right down, right from the beginning. I'm an optimist, and I'm also persistent. So I knew it was something I wanted to do. And I was like, well, I'll just find a way. So it was in July that my family it was my birthday. So my birthday's in July. They gave me money.
Mine too.
Yeah. They gave me money. Oh, is it? Yeah. July 15th is my birthday.
Mine's 7th. Mine's 7th.
Okay. Yeah. So they gave me money for my birthday, and I invested in the business sign up. So I signed up, and that was really kind of the start of the blog. I started using my Facebook first, because I didn't have an Instagram account at that time. My Facebook kind of became my platform, and I was blogging 3 to 4 times a week. And that was kind of the start of it. And again, I had no help at home. It was just me and the boys. And so I was trying to.
And you were doing that in nap times.
Yes. Yeah.
So nighttime.
Anytime, any free second I could get, I was trying to build my business.
I'm going to ask you this question. So husband said, no, that's ridiculous. It's never going to happen. It's a big scam, yada, yada, yada. You get this birthday money, and you're like, okay, here we go. Here's my ticket. So you go and do this. Yeah. What was his reaction?
Well, I didn't tell him for a week. I waited a week to actually tell him. Yeah, I did. And his response was, good for you. That was the biggest waste of money. And I hope you enjoy that bag of powder, which is Shakeology. I hope you enjoy that bag of powder, because you will never be buying that again. This isn't going to work. And so
How did that make you feel? Remember psychology point of view here?
Yeah. this is my personality. I'll show you. And I just walked away, I was like, and I didn't say that to him. I was like, whatever. But I was like, I will prove you wrong. And that was the mindset that I had, was I'm going to prove to you. I believed in it so much that I knew it was going to work. I knew.
It is so important that you feel that, and knowing, and I used to do network marketing like years ago. It was just because I moved so much. It wasn't going to work for me because it wasn't available where I live. But you could see the judgment from other people, and it was kind of like, I'll show you. So once I did it, it was really successful. But it was that kind of like, are you sure? So good for you.
Yeah. And, I come from a very traditional mindset. So my mother, my father, my in-laws, everybody. Yeah. So this was non-traditional. Being an entrepreneur is not something that we just did. You didn't do that. You worked, you had a corporate job. So, yeah.
So that was back in 2011.
Yeah.
We are now in 2020. So talk us through that journey of the last 9 years of kind of where it was for you in the very beginning, that you didn't give up, you stayed focused, you did it in between the kids being small, no childcare, and then you grew to top leading coach in Beachbody today.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
It's been a wild journey, absolutely wild. To look back, sometimes I go, did that really happen to me? So I would say at the beginning, thinking back through the process, I was just trying to figure it out. The beginning is chaotic, you're overwhelmed. I think at least once a month I asked myself, like, can I actually do this? Do I have the time? Do I want to invest in this? Should I just go back to being a stay-at-home mom? And I would go through these kind of highs and lows. And for me, I just wanted to transform the life of one person. If I could do that, I would be happy. That was like my first goal that I had set for myself. But I started to see other people in the company as I was getting on training calls and listening to the company's trainings that they had. And I started to hear the stories of what other people had accomplished. And so I would find these common threads of what I related to in their story. But they had been able to earn company incentives going to the Bahamas and paying off their debts and buying their dream homes and retiring from their corporate jobs. And so all of that was motivating to me because we just weren't financially free. And I wanted that. I wanted the ability to be able to earn an income that allowed us to take a family vacation, that allowed us to buy a home where we didn't feel like we were just packed in here on top of one another. And so my first goals were very much financially. And so I started to treating it as if it was a business. And early on, I started to, think of the ways that I could get my message out there to more people. How could I grow and scale my blog? How could I get more confident in, the services I was providing and supporting my clients? And so that started to grow in the first, 9 months. I was starting to gain momentum. It took me a while. It took me 9 months of chucking along at this business until I started to really see the momentum shift. And I think business, like you could look at my story now and say, oh, it's so easy for her. Or
that's what I mean. That's what I was saying in the beginning. When you look now and you see this amazing life and lifestyle, that's what people forget, the hard graft.
Yeah.
The waking up early in the morning, the spending time away.
5 a.m. in the morning, and I had 2 little ones that they didn't sleep through the night yet. They weren't on a good solid sleep schedule. We were shifting from 2 naps to 1 and then to no naps. And so, trying to establish a bedtime routine. And so I was a pure adrenaline, the adrenaline of I can change my life. I actually have the power with this business to change our financial situation is what propelled me out of bed. Something more. And so 5 a.m. I was up, cup of coffee, did my workout, and then I would try to work until they woke up. Sometimes it was an hour, sometimes it was 5 minutes. And then it would be nap time. It would be 9 to 11:30 every night, 7 days a week. I was hustling to no end. Every opportunity I could to advance, I was on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started to see this massive success. But in that process of saying, okay, I can support clients on their health and fitness journey, but I also can build a team of women that also would like to have some freedom and extra income. I can help more people if I help other people get started with coaching. And so that was really where I realized I actually have this gift of organization, systemizing things, creating duplicatable systems for people, time management, and then leadership is my jam. And so that was what took my Beachbody business from just serving clients to exponentially growing an organization and developing leaders, was when I kind of made that shift. And along that path, there were things that happened that, we could afford to hire a babysitter. So I would have somebody come in and help 2 days a week. And then, then we bought another house. So I was making these strides. Then then Matt left his job. We got to the point where he left.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. He left his corporate job to then work with me. I mean, he doesn't run the business on the outward part. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't see him, but he's very behind the scenes with travel and, all of the financial stuff behind the scenes. Yeah. So we do this as a team now.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So you've not just built the business, you've built the lifestyle, you've built the home, you've built that, and you've built that community as well for other women. Like you said, if you could help one woman change their health, which is so passionate to me as well, not just to change their health, but to change their entire life. Because by feeling, let's put it into perspective, by feeling sexy, confident, healthy, and having your well-being in complete top tip shape, then your mindset changes and you're able to allow clarity in your mind as well. Because that is the thing that propels everybody more forward, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was the most rewarding thing and still is for me. So it started with that you changed my life, or you've helped me so much, you have no idea. That was a drip of dopamine to me. I wanted more of that.
Give me goosebumps when you say that. I love it when people say that to me, and he's like, have I really? That's so incredible from, just sharing what you know and your knowledge. It's like so humbling and rewarding.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. So that was the drip of dopamine I kept searching for. I want to help more women. And then it was, you have no idea how much you changed my financial situation. You have no idea how much you've built my confidence. You have no idea how much your leadership has helped me help my children become better human beings. Like, then that's what built the business side of it. So that's what fills my cup, is knowing that I'm impacting people, whether it is through my posts that I make, the live videos that I make, the emails I send. Like, that is what makes me get out of bed in the morning and show up on my platforms. Is I'm using it for good. I'm using it to inspire people to make a change. And it could be business, health, or fitness.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you one question. So we talked about that journey of that kind of like, people are feeling like how I'm feeling. Is it, am I doing the right thing? Am I not doing the right thing? So now that you're at where you're at, and so many entrepreneurs have this kind of like roller coaster lifestyle where, even in a corporate role these days, you never know that your job is guaranteed. But on an entrepreneurial journey, being as successful as you are now, in an honest bomb, do you get days where you think, can I do this? Is this working?
Of course. It's so, I try not to go there. Right. I try not to go down that black hole. And I've been doing this for so long that, sure, I have seasons where I need to pause. And I've gotten really good at knowing the ebbs and flows of my body and my, just my creativity. And so I know that in order to be a creative business, and somebody said this to me at one point, Melanie, how are you doing? Because you're holding everybody else up. You're leading a team. You're leading your clients, your everything, to your mom, your husband, your wife, your, all of these things. And so he had said to me, if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't make sure you have downtime and me time plugged into that, you lose your slight edge, and that's your creativity. And so I know that, because I've also burned myself out a little bit in this process, because I was hustling so hard.
In the early stages though, right? This is where you're less in the early stages. This is where you kind of burnt out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I would go so hard throughout the year that we would get to the holiday season. And that's really when I would actually get physically sick, because I had just, I just kept suppressing the need for sleep, the need for, relaxation, and never turned it off. And so now I see that if I don't take care of myself, I will burn out. And so that's how I preserve that creativity. I make sure that as an entrepreneur that I realize it's not about working 24/7. It is about being a smart business owner. Being a smart business owner means that your hustle includes time for yourself. It's a morning routine. It's unplugging on the weekends or evenings. So that's the way that I can continue to keep my creativity going, is because I don't need to churn it 24/7. I allow, rest is part of being a great business owner.
Oh God, yes, so true. And, I think you posted something a couple of weeks ago maybe, and for me, this is one of the hardest things as a personal trainer and as a fitness coach. It was such a part of my life that I needed to work out every single day. And it's about you understanding that, if I don't work out today, it's okay. If I go for a walk and move my body and just get my mind and my body connected, it's okay. But had I had that conversation with myself 10 years ago or even 20 years ago, I'd be like, no, I am a failure. I need to work out. I need to be in the gym for 2 hours. But it's about, if you do 20-minute workout, but you miss it today, it's okay.
Yeah.
Be kind to
yourself. I was the same way. I had a really hard time with that. Yeah. I would beat myself up. I would beat myself up, inside about missing a workout. And you just kind of get to a point in your journey as you progress that you go, I'm never going to not work out. It's one day. It's okay.
Yeah. And it's as long as you stay on top of that and think, okay, well, I haven't worked out today. And this is where that eating psychology comes in. Well, I haven't worked out today, so I may as well eat the cookies, and I may as well eat the potato chips. And then you feel crap the next day. And that's the cycle to not fall into. It's about, okay, it's fine if I don't move my body today in a HIIT session or whatever, but if I go for a walk, get some fresh air and keep my mindfulness really connected, then that's so important. So what about now, how does your life look in a day-to-day scale of not kind of, doing your work when the kids are sleeping and napping or pulling your trousers, mummy, what is it? What's your day like today?
Yeah. Oh gosh, it's so different. And I love it. What I've created. So I run 2 businesses now. So I did start another business last year. So
Indeed
I did. I added on something else. I think sometimes I'm just a sucker for chaos, but it's my creativity, and I saw a need.
Influencer. You're going to get it in chic influencer. So it's business coaching and business leadership as well, which is, so passionate to you. So sorry, I interrupted you there. So you've got the 2 businesses. Yep. How does the day flow?
Yeah. So I loved 5 a.m. Club. If I could recommend a book for your listeners, the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma is one of my favorite books. And so I start my day at 4:50 in the morning. So I love my quiet time. So I have a little chair in my office and I go into the kitchen and I get myself, my pre-workout, and then I go plop myself down on the little chair and I have a meditation I do in the morning, my personal development, I do my gratitude, and I grab my calendar and I'll plan out my day, and it's usually already somewhat planned, but what are the top to-dos? Is there anything that needs readjusting? And so I go down to the basement. I still work out at home because I like that. I can just walk right down there, do my workout. And
but can we just give a vision here? The basement is not just a garage. It's a converted gym.
Yeah. So we bought our dream house. It'll be 4 years now. So we bought our forever home, and I'm actually sitting in my own home office because for so long I would lock myself in our basement and it was surrounded by kids' toys and cobwebs and spiders in the corner, so now I actually have a physical space that is my own. So so we go down to my gym, which actually is a real gym in my basement, which I love. We love that space. So I do my workout, and then my husband, who is home with me, he gets the boys up and moving in the morning. I'll get myself dressed and showered.
You don't work out together?
Not right now. So we're actually doing different. I'm doing bar blend, which is a bar.
Okay. Yeah.
My husband is not going to do bar.
It's not masculine enough for him.
No, not at all.
Very effective. If you did it, he would really.
Yeah, I know. I do that workout sometimes and think, oh my gosh, he would die. It would be great social media to watch him.
When I have men in my Pilates classes or I have them on the reformer, they're like, why is this so hard? I'm like, yeah, because you have to connect a little bit deeper.
Right. Yeah. He would not at all. Yeah. So sometimes we do work out together, but he's not an early morning person. That's definitely not his jam. So, but we get the kids up, he gets them moving in the morning, and we kind of do our morning routine together, and off they go to school about 8 a.m. And so I go into my office at 8 a.m. And so I have really begun to have this intense discipline between the hours of 8 and 4:30. And when they come home, I want to make sure that I'm getting the work done during the day.
Yeah.
Because for a long time I worked whenever, because that's how it had to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I found even when they started school, I was doing that. I wasn't being disciplined with my time, and it was affecting my ability to be present and unplugged. So this has been a goal I've been really intently working on this, being done with work at 4:30. And I'm busy. I'm mentoring people throughout the day. I'm hosting calls. I'm training. I'm going into the support and accountability groups I run and educating them. So I am virtual all day long, talking to people either on the phone or Zoom or in our groups that we run. And then at night, I'm mom. Our kids are involved in sports. So we're on the go with basketball. Baseball season will start soon. Mm-hmm. So I have this 9 to 5, but it has the ability to be flexible. Yeah. So if like this afternoon, for example, I'm working this morning, and my mom is retired, and she was like, do you want to have a girls shopping day? So this afternoon, I just blocked out my calendar, and we're going to go shopping, and we're going to have lunch together, and we're going to enjoy some quality time. And so I get the ability to do that, and Matt's home. He's home, and we get to be together. I walk out of this office after the podcast, and he's sitting at the kitchen table. So, and he's doing bills and finances and stuff. So it's cool for us to have that ability to have that life.
And you travel a lot, and you do take the kids with you when you travel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I do travel. I love the speaking part of it. So I've grown this passion for public speaking, and I train a lot through network marketing, but also just business owners in general, which is fun.
And so I do influencer, not just through
through Chic. Yep. So through Chic, Katie and I, my business partner, and I will travel. We teach a lot on leadership and collaboration over competition. We teach a lot on storytelling and strategy around your social media. So I will travel. We'll take the kids with us when we can. A lot of our rewards trips for the company, the kids will get to go. So that's fun too. So yeah, we went from flying once every 5 years to I probably fly at least twice a month now.
You can't fly very far on $100 a month for 4 of you.
Absolutely not.
If at all, especially maybe interstate or something. I don't know. But that's amazing.
But I even said that to both of my kids. We were driving the other day. It was over this past weekend. I said, Mommy and Daddy, we never flew anywhere. You're super blessed that you have been to all the places. We took them on a trip to Italy last year. And I go, you realize Mommy and Daddy never went out of the country until we were in our 20s. So
that happens in the States, right? I know when we were in LA in April, I took my son with me, and my eldest son is in the forces now, so he doesn't get to travel and doesn't get to come with us, but they've been all over the place: Dubai, Italy, France, Spain, Switzerland, Austria, Dubai. And then I was 16 before we got on a flight.
So my mom and dad are in their 60s and had never been to Europe. Wow. And so we took them with us when we went to Italy, and just watching their faces, I was like, isn't this the coolest thing? You never want to travel in the US again. There's so much.
How amazing is it that you can do that for them too, now that you've built the business and grown the business, So it's incredible. I think the journey has been so amazing. So we've talked about Beachbody, but tell us a little bit more about Chic Influencer, because I'm sure that so many women that are listening right now will be like, wow, she's got 2 businesses, and she's doing leadership, and she's doing business coaches and coaching, and I want to start my business, or I've got a side hustle, I just want to take it to the next level. Then, what would you say to them that, apart from, give us a call and get in contact, what would you say are your kind of like unique USPs, if you like, for chic
Yeah.
influencer
Right.
above everybody else.
So chic influencer, I mean, there's lots of business coaching out there. There are lots of communities that you can be a part of. I feel like that's becoming a common thing.
Yeah.
But when Katie and I sat down with these big sheets of Post-it note paper and markers and drew out our vision for what we wanted the company to look like, we said, man, we have different strengths. Katie is a writer. Her background is in education. She was a 7th grade, I'm going to mess this up, English teacher, I think, right? That's just literature, right? And so her passion is writing, and she's been featured and published in lots of publications now. And so her ability to tell stories and connect that to the business side of it is amazing. And
did you meet Katie through your network marketing business?
We went to college. We went to college together, and then we were not friends in the sense of we didn't have a friendship. We knew of each other, but we weren't close friends or anything. But then the business, we were friends on Facebook. That's what she came in as a customer with Beachbody, and then she came in for the coaching opportunities. She actually saw me talking about it, and as a teacher thought, wow, that's a great lifestyle. I want to do that too. So I have a very intense passion for marketing strategy. I'm very systemized and processed in the way I put content out there. Everything has a purpose, and it could be to just simply connect with my ideal audience, to just, it could be a call to action. I want you to sign up for something I'm offering. It could be some sort of free advice. So I'm always thinking about, why am I putting out there the things I'm doing? And so we took those two things and we said, right, we're going to offer people a community where business owners that are have a business idea or have a business, but they don't quite know how to bridge the gap. They're here, but how do they get from where they are now to where they want to go? And so we do monthly trainings in there, everything from how to tell your story effectively. In February, we're talking about how to convert your followers to customers, how to grow your audience, how to engage with your audience. Authenticity is important. So we teach a lot of that in our training community, but it also connects business owners together. So we do that. We also serve people on the private level. So we do private mentorships and small group business coaching, where we're actually looking at your business and helping you with your social media, your voice, your brand, even just motivating your team, building an email list. That's more customized. We do that as well. We have a podcast. It's called the Make Chic Happen podcast.
Love it.
And we launched a book. We launched a social media planner. So it's not a managing my time, but it is, we teach, the first chapter is we actually educate you on how to set goals for your social media, how to plan your content. And then we teach you how to actually analyze your Facebook and Instagram content and then create content based on what your audience wants to see to help you reach your goals.
Amazing.
So that's what we do.
Wow. That's fantastic. And so that was launched in December, right? Just in time for Christmas.
So we launched the planner in December of 2019, right in time for Christmas. We launched the company in January of 2019. So we have been in business for a year.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's amazing that you balance and you juggle and you do everything and you stay on top of your health and well-being as well. Because that's really important when you're running a business. And I think, what I hear so much is that they're always about, what's my ROI? What's my ROI? If I'm having a business coach, what's my ROI? It's like, well, hang on a minute. If you haven't got your health and well-being and your mindset first, it doesn't matter what your ROI is, because you're not going to be healthy and present to enjoy it. Like you said, you've got to fill your cup first and foremost to enable you to enjoy that life all the way through. So that's fantastic. So let me ask you this. We've talked about the meditation or the way that you journal, the way that your 5 a.m. club. The 4:50 repels me because I used to be up at 5 a.m. every day to work with my clients at the gym. So I'm like, I don't want to get up. But 5 a.m. is like that. Does that happen at the weekends too? Or no?
Well, yes, it did for 8 years. And just in the last year, I have started to say, do you really need to get up at 5 a.m.? Your kids sleep until 9 a.m. in the morning. So it's like a 6 o'clock. It still is early because I crave that quiet peace.
Yeah.
So I actually enjoy it. And on the weekends, it's kind of quiet in business. So I do a lot of creative writing on Saturdays and Sundays. So you'll find me in my office with my earbuds in, type in content and getting ready for the week. So I do like to, that is still kind of my plan.
And is it kind of like now in your circadian rhythm that you don't need an alarm clock, you just get up and that's it? Or do you still need to have that alarm clock to say, come on?
Yeah, I still need the alarm clock. I'm a sound sleeper. So yeah, I do. I have to set an alarm.
It's usually the dog in my face.
Yeah.
Come on, mommy, we need to go out. And I'm like, okay.
I know. I don't have a dog to wake me up. So, and my husband has to get up early. So it is me and only me in the dark in the morning.
That's fantastic. So apart from that, we know that that's kind of like that happens every day. So if there's one thing that you have to say is my one non-negotiable each and every day that like literally brings me that vitality and makes me feel vibrant and alive, what would it be? What's that one thing?
What is the one?
Don't say coffee, other than coffee.
I won't say coffee. No, not coffee. I will say it's my journal, So for me, I always have 10 million thoughts in my mind. So I love to write it out. So every morning I'm looking at the pink chair. I sit in the pink chair and I journal it out. I get whatever is heavy. If there's something that's heavy, there's something that's stressful, I journal that out. I write my positive affirmations. I always think about what I'm grateful for. And that is the reset button for myself every day, because I really, truly live by this, like what you focus on is what's going to manifest. And if you are focused on things that aren't going your way, that are going wrong, then that's the trajectory of your life. And that's also the attitude you're going to have in your day. So I make sure that before I go to the basement to press play on that workout, that I've worked out any negativity or any anxieties so that I can put my best foot forward. And on the days I don't do that, I feel it. I can, if I get off in some way, I know it. That's my non-negotiable.
I think that's so true. And it's when I've worked with clients and they do journal and then they stop, they feel the shift difference in the way that they show up for themselves and for others. And, it doesn't have to be that it's 5 pages of an essay. It can just be, I don't know about you, but if I just need to be quick, I can bullet point it. I can just say something. I can do my gratitudes in a bullet point without writing that essay or what I'm focusing on, and put those intentions down for your day. It's really important. So that's amazing. Do you know what? I know that you're on a tight schedule because you have to shoot off and get things done. And I just want to say it's such a pleasure talking to you, your energy and the way that you've built the businesses and the inspiration to be able to literally live your most vibrant life the way that you want to on your terms. And, guys, if you go back to the very beginning and you see and hear where Melanie started from, nothing fell on her lap. It was through hard work, determination, sheer grit, and that positive outlook that, watch me. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do
Nothing ever comes easy. It is always going to be work. So if you can
remember, if it comes easy sometimes. Yeah. But sometimes it comes easy. It's not worth having.
Yeah. And it is worth it. At the end of the day, it should feel good. What you're doing should feel good. So.
Amazing. So let me ask you this, so the listeners can get hold of you. We've got the Chic, what do you call it? The book, it's the planner. What is it? Chic.
So it's called Make Chic Happen.
Make Chic Happen.
Make Chic Happen, the 52-week social media game plan. And you can find it on Amazon. So we ship all over the world. So you can find that there. You can find our website. It is chicinfluencer.com. And you can find me on Facebook at melaniemitro.com, or you can follow us on Chic. So I am everywhere. You can find me anywhere.
That's amazing. And I'm going to drop all the links in the comments below anyway, so that you can go ahead and find them in there. And I just want to say one more time, thank you so much. I know how busy you are, and I really appreciate it, especially with the time differences. It's taken us about 6 months to get this time in the diary for your travel, my travel, and everything else. So I'm really, really grateful that we just managed to pin it down and get it done. So thank you so much for joining me, and have an amazing day. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in and sharing that time with Melanie and I. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed interviewing her, having her as a guest, and really getting to know her a little bit more and more about her story, and how we can share with you that you can do, be, and achieve anything that you want in life, as long as you set your mind with that intention that it is possible for you. If you love this episode, please go ahead and share it. Please subscribe if you've not subscribed already, and just share it with somebody else who you think may be interested to hear what we chatted about today. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. So I want to say a huge thank you so much for tuning in to this podcast. I really am so grateful for all of you. We are so grateful for all of you that are tuning in, and that if you feel that you have got value from this podcast, if you feel that there's so much more that you want to hear, then please do go over to iTunes, leave a review, and share this episode with some of your best friends or people you know would also really, really get value from it. We only grow through you, and we're only here because of you. We want you to know that each and every woman out there, we are supporting you, we have your back, and we really want to bring you as much value as possible. So from all of us here at Vibrant Balanced Health, we want to say thank you so much for listening to us today. Your honesty is so important, and we really, really just want to help more and more women live their more vibrant life and create impact. And that only happens with your support and with your connection to share this message with thousands of women. So thank you so much for stopping in. And if you feel called to, please do pop on over, leave a review, say hi, leave your comments, let us know what you'd like to hear more of, and we will be sure to bring you even more value over and over again.